You know, I always had a lot of fun feelings for this particular track. Anyways, welcome back to more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, you can just call me Stead. We're getting into the end game now, finally. Just first things first, got a whole bunch of Pokemon left over from last spot for me to purify, so I'm just gonna get that out of the way whilst I wait for everybody to pile in. As basically, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing really stopping us from just piling into the end game outside of just me messing around and going back and forth in order to purify a lot of Pokemon, because a lot of them are probably just going to end up going straight into the purify chamber, not gonna lie. Just looking at the thing, just... Ooh, Magnetone with Refresh. Gotta wonder, do many people actually equip their Magnetones with Refresh in competitive? I mean, Rain Dance, probably not either. This is just the first thing that came off. Trema. That's the first thing that came off the top of my head. Is this gonna be the final stream? Knowing how long Citadark Isle can be, I'm guessing not. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 streams left after this. You know, just actually getting to the final boss and then possibly the aftermath, because there's a little bit to the post game which I kind of want to do. But aside from that, we're basically at the final area, and it's a big place. It's a big place. Helping out on Sableye. I can imagine that being pretty good in VGC. You know, with Mega Sableye. Bringing back a classic with this one, at least in my household. You know, because of his eyes. Yeah, you can probably tell there's a lot that we're gonna have to go through as we proceed. I think just to speed things along, after this part, I'm just gonna do purifications off stream, just so we don't spend like half the stream just doing purifications, because as you can tell, they do go on a fair bit. Ooh, Tangela gets Solar Beam. That's pretty nice. Does he get Sunny Day? Morning Sun. You're gonna have to check to see if it actually gets Mega Drain. Let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, it does get Sunny Day. This is actually a pretty solid moveset, not gonna lie. The Dark Lugia hasn't shown up yet. We're gonna get to him though. Probably next part. I want to see if I can fit this in. No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. So I guess we'll just go with the classic. Which just takes me all the way back to Nijijo with the whole Yakisoba the whole Yakisoba debacle. I really should have watched Nijijo at some point again, because that is still arguably one of my favorite animes. One anime which I'm sort of looking forward to getting on Blu-ray is actually the spiritual successor to Nijijo, which I only found out during my Japan trip. That just being City the animation. Call him Nissen. Yeah, that would have worked as well. That would have worked as well. Oh, Victriva with Morning Sun. Yeah, it's like from here on out, we start to get quite a few good moves on the purified Pokemon. Well, I certainly imagine there's quite a few, Yes, a little waterway. I imagine there could be quite a few, interesting names for Weepin Bell. Just, gonna throw that out there. I think I know what I'm gonna call him, though. Leo Burnett and 4 Kids of the Devil. I completely forgot there was a Shadow Venomoth. Just once again, completely forgetting that Venomoth is a thing. I kind of feel bad for him because he was one of the old with gold ones. Glare. Really, the only thing of note, interesting-wise, with regards to Venomoth, is just the fact that it's, probably was the original intended design for Metapod's evolution. In which case, I have the perfect name for it. There's no plus sign here. No! My plans have fallen apart. Whatever, we'll just call him Metapod 2. If Metapod was so good, how come there's no Metapod 2? They probably had to wait till Gen 5 there, though, to be perfectly honest. And good old Golduck. Like, Golduck is a Pokemon that I tend to like a fair bit, it's just... There's so many other better water types in Gen 1, it's just... Don't really get the opportunity to use it much compared to a lot of the other ones. It's a shame it doesn't get Surf. Charm, though, that's not so bad. That's pretty neat. I mean, considering you are a duck. It had to be done. And that's the last one. Let's see if we... We're probably going to do that off stream as well, actually, just shut up. You know, let's do that now, since I don't have to worry about it later. Is there anything that I can put in the thing in order for it to work? We have a fair few decent options now. Let's see what we can put in. Sorry, put in. Wow, they really don't give you a lot of good options when it comes to using bug types here, do they? It's a shame, really. Like, if we got, like, a whole bunch of bug and flying types, it could work, but for the time being, I think we're just gonna have to make do with what we got here, so... Let's see. Let's have a look. Probably not that. I need a ground type here. I need something... This is the annoying bit, honestly. Such a whatever Pokemon, but Water Psyche is such a good timing where she was cooler. Yeah. Busting a move in the good vibes room. Yeah, I did always quite like this particular track as well. Wait, can I just put Butterfree in here and have it work? No. So what could I put? Tangela, maybe? Tangela? Need something which can deal with bug types. I wonder. Can we possibly make something out of this? I'm thinking. That could go there. Like, we really need a psychic type for this particular chamber, don't we? And again, It's like, yeah, if Golduck was a psychic type here, it would fit, but in terms of creating a thing that works, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to manage unless... Yes, I know I'm holding a Pokemon. It kind of works. Then we just put in a Golduck. No, I don't think we're going to be able to make this work for the time being. It's a shame, really, but Actually... even here, Sphere is useless. Poutine. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way of putting it. Again, if I just had something which was good against poison here... I think I'm gonna have to resort to using Dawnfan here, actually. At least for the time, but there we go. There we go. That works. We made it work. We forced it to work. It's time for our, non... It's time for these lot to do the work, I suppose. So let's see. What could we possibly, make work here? I wonder. I ask myself some similar questions every day. Yeah. That doesn't really quite work, but you know what? We've spent enough time on this. We've spent enough time on this. It's time for us to finally get into the end game, because I've wasted too much time already. It's already been like 10 minutes. Just me messing around with the purified chamber. Enough! Enough is enough. We gotta go. I just realized that just putting Hypno in there could probably actually work. Assuming that I am able to evolve / purify him at some point. Again, off stream, I think. Let's just get in the boat and actually get to assaulting this base. Also, feel free to let me know if the footage looks bad, because I noticed that whilst messing around with some settings that it looks a little bit blurry. Hopefully that's not too distracting. And here we are, which I always found it quite cool that this place incorporated the drums from the title screen. Just sort of tied it all together, like, yes, you're at the eponymous Gale of Darkness now. Welcome to the end game, where you're going up against Haben. Oh, sorry, Haben. Let's see, do you have anything interesting on you, or is this just another fight for me to cleave through? Because, not gonna lie, in terms of Pokemon we have at our disposal at the moment, got quite a few that could just sieve through whatever you have in your at your disposal. Maybe that masquerade could be a little bit of an Oh, hey, Ribbon. Wow, just a lot of people turning up tonight for this, I want to say, event. Whatever. Let's just get Jimmy out of here. Haben das. You know, I don't even remember the last time I tried Haagen-Dazs, gonna be perfectly honest. It might just be the V-Sync. I mean, I'm playing this on hardware, I'm not even sure it has V-Sync. It would be quite interesting though, wouldn't it? Like, all this time, did you know that the GameCube actually had V-Sync, like, 20 years before it became mainstream? God, I love more. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if whether or not Pokemon is just going to be the main thing I'm known for streaming at this point. I mean, I don't necessarily mind, because I do enjoy just doing a fair bit of the Pokemoning, especially with Gardevoir here. Alright, Hypno, let's see what you can do. Show 'em what you got, Jimmy! Okay, that was a little bit underwhelming. Well, that's the thing, though. You think that Shadow moves are super powerful, but when you get to this point of the game, you really start to miss that same type attack bonus. It really is just like the quick, easy, instant gratification method of getting power with a Pokemon. Most important thing is to enjoy what you're streaming. Yeah. Which is probably why you won't see me streaming something like Sonic Superstars anytime soon. I mean, probably gonna have to go back to it eventually, just probably not going to be doing any of the optional stuff like the trip campaign or the super secret final boss. It's just going to be me enjoying actually quote-unquote good parts of the game. Because it really is a shame, really, because I did definitely have high hopes for that one, because, you know, it's classic Sonic. It should be a slam dunk. It should be fairly easy to get right, and yet they didn't. It's annoying. It's also annoying is that reverse mode doesn't even do anything in this particular game, as opposed to Coliseum, which I mentioned probably a few too many times at this point. Alright, let's see what we could do with the power. I'm surprised there's no, like, boosting moves for Shadow Pokemon. It's all just debuffs. You know, stuff to lower evasiveness, grant confusion to the entire enemy team, which is definitely powerful. Okay, I think we're going the wrong way. You can tell we're going the wrong way because there's no Shadow Pokemon. Oh no, what could I possibly do here? You're gonna just make me miss a turn. You weak-minded fool! Oh, I can't help but feel bad for this person. This is like, whole thing is based around sleep, and yet sleep is kind of just sucks in this game when it's used on you. Like, against the enemy, it's fine. Just kind of is useless against you, which I just find super funny. You know, it's just like in Gen 1, where as soon as you get the Poke Flute, you can just skip a turn in order to ensure that your Pokemon wakes up. Shame there isn't some kind of reaction to the Pokemon being in reverse mode. Hypno is in reverse mode. Yep. It is kind of interesting as well, considering just how expressive a lot of the models here. I mean, obviously they're just using a lot of the animations from Stadium, but we definitely find it odd that we don't necessarily get anything really with regards to animations for going into reverse/hyper mode. I mean, it's the same in Coliseum. It's just still kind of strange now that you mention it. Yep, all you can do is laugh because crying would hurt too much. You have no more tears to shed. Also, I don't know what it is about this particular room, but let me just wait for the healing to be finished. These particular walls here with these, not entirely certain, I'm guessing signs, reading caution by the looks of it. Oh, danger. Yeah, for some reason I always thought these were like supposed to be like rails. Maybe it's just the Sonic brain thinking overly thinking too much, but yeah, these do definitely look like rails, don't they? Like particularly from Shadow the Hedgehog Sonic Hero Sword. He usually never leaves a Luxo Cruiser. Where's he off to in such a hurry? Oh, I know, you chased him off. Just joking. Want to race me? I mean, I got more important things to do than race, but I guess we're doing this regardless. What was up before? What is possible for a Legends game with Shadow Pokemon? I mean, it would definitely be cool if we got a Legends game full of Shadow Pokemon, but then again, I'm guessing Alpha Pokemon already sort of fills that role. I get what you mean, though. Would be definitely interesting to see. Also, hello, Shadow Dodrio. It is kind of funny as well, because I feel when it comes to Fire Red and Leaf Green, I never get the chance to actually get myself a Dodrio, which is kind of a shame, considering those games made such a big deal of like, oh, you can play this one particular minigame, but you gotta have a Dodrio in order to do it, and you never have a Dodrio in order to do it. I feel like if I ever do play Fire Red and Leaf Green on stream at some point, I need to make a conscious effort to add a Dodrio to my team, just so I can actually play it. I think I can afford to risk a Pursuit here. I mean, fairly high level, and Pursuit doesn't do that much damage, so I'm gonna risk it. You know, this is why I brought Umbreon along, for the good chip damage. See, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly good chip damage. Like, one more of those and should be good for catching. And we can then use and abuse the power of the timer ball in order to sort of trivialize all of these characters. At least that's the plan. Obviously, I feel as though going to be going back and forth a lot just to buy more timer balls. That's the main thing I'm worried about these particular streams. Just having to go back and get timer balls. Because, especially in this latter half of the game, where there's a lot more shadow Pokemon, fights do tend to drag out a little bit, which is why I say this is most of Citadel Isle is probably going to take an entire stream. We're not going to necessarily get to the end of this stream, I think. Alpha Shadow. Well, of course, your mind instantly goes to Lopunny. And then again, I suppose that's that goes without saying, considering, well, basically everything about my streams, really. This is kind of weird. I feel as though I end up getting saddled with Primeape a lot on these streams, which I don't necessarily mind. Primeape's cool. Just thinking back to stuff like Annihilate as well. Yeah, we could just get rid of that Wishcraft right away. Kind of weird that he's only using Shadow Blitz at this point in the game, not Shadow Rush. This is a rapid stream, what you expect. Fair enough, fair enough. Suppose I should have seen that coming, really. I just realized his name is Furry, which is sort of an almost... Oh. Really? Really? Shadow Raticate at this point in the game. Okay, whatever you say, game. Shadow Lopunny is nearly as big as you, much bigger ears. Ah yes, the ears. That's the biggest thing about me, don't you know? I mean, I suspect that we're gonna get pretty decent mileage out of 40 timer balls, but I guess you can never be too careful in these particular situations. Yes, the late game Raticate. He's here. You know, it's just like Jerry. He turned up despite the fact that nobody expected or wanted him to. Oh, this one has Shadow Rush. Okay, I see how it is. Just trying to balance out the strongest Shadow Pokemon having weaker Shadow moves. Okay, game. Yep, Shadow Raticate. I guess they were really getting sort of desperate when it came to all the Pokemon aboard the SS Libra. Just, oh, do we really have to do Raticate? I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, I suppose. Just throw them in the Shadow Machine. What do you think the process even is of closing the door to a Pokemon's heart, considering they use a machine to do it? Like, how do they do it? Do they just make them play Pokemon Legends on, then just make them believe, oh, nothing in the world is redeemable in any way, shape, or form? I mean, I'm fairly certain that will work on me at the very least. Yeah, I gotta admit, Raticate is surprisingly bulky. Like, he's taking Umbreon's hit like a champion. Which is kind of weird considering it's Raticate. I mean, I know that's a lot of, there's some people back in, like, Gen 4 who, really wanted to make, Raticate work with Guts and Flame Orb. I'm guessing it got some decent results, but at the same time, just seemed like sort of more of a desperation thing, like, there has to be something which can make this rat work. You know, just hit him, you know, Guts, and, I don't know, give him Endeavor and Quick Attack. Just throw everything on it, see what works. Yeah, that is interesting now that I think about it. How would you actually use Eradicate in competitive? And part of me kind of is curious and needs to know now. Hold up. Let's go and have a look. As I just quickly... You know, it's a shame that I don't get Moonlight until like level 50, because I feel that Umbreon could definitely... Oh, Glare. That would definitely help. It's like, oh, there's a reason that I kept Arbok on the team, so let's see. Oh, that was right. It gets Facade. That would probably do it. Facade, Sucker Punch, Reverse Soul. Yeah, that would also do it, and Swords Dance and Protect. Yeah. It sounds about right. Yes, you've been crushed. You know what? Pretty decent. So are you, huh? I guess it doesn't matter. It's like, oh yes, who are you, random stranger? I guess it just doesn't matter, does it? Let's see. Dodrio, Shadow Blitz, and Shadow Shed. Oh, eliminates Reflect. That's actually pretty... It's a shame that not many opportunities for that necessarily arise, because that actually seems kind of cool as a mechanic. And, oh, cuts defense, and then Shadow Rush alongside it, so... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna throw these two in the box. Actually, on second thought, let's get Jimmy out of here. I'm bringing on Dodrio. You two just get to go into the chamber. Think about what you've done, especially you, Jimmy. I imagine that you have a lot to think about. Get in there and think about what you've done. No. Stay in there. There's a good chap. And you, Eradicate, you can go in here. And so it begins. Me constantly running back and forth to heal up at this thing, which... I mean, I'm certainly grateful that it's here. I'm not gonna question why it's here, it's just... This is nice that I can just come back to this after every single fight. Let me guess, fight over here? Max Elixir, pretty good, pretty nice. No gank here, that's kind of a surprise, no surprise trainer. As I thought there would be. Oh, hello. What are you doing lumbering around? Should be swapping down Master Green was like so crazy, but I'm completely lost. What's wrong with me? I got a backup and focus. Hey kid, what's like rebel? You're a big-hearted kid. I'll show him respect and go all out. I have a bad feeling at Golos. That sounds like something you'd hear in Zelda. A name that you'd hear in Zelda, just Golos and possibly his twin brother Solog. No idea what you'd hear about them, but they'd be here regardless. Let's see what a Helping Hand boosted Shadow Storm can do. I'm expecting big things, Radicate. Show 'em what you got. I was expecting a little bit better, to be perfectly honest. You know, given the context of Mystery Dungeon, where you can get Corsola Twigs as, like, throwable items, it just makes you think that Corsola just breaks off bits of its body and throws them at you, which is kind of morbid, now that I think about it, not gonna lie. Anyways, let's get rid of that Corsola real quick. I know that Aaron is the one that's doing the most damage, but it doesn't necessarily matter to me. Get out of here. Do you have anything interesting on your team, sir? Of course, this is going, oh! Now, imagine if we could get a Shadow Pupitar at this point in the game. That would be awesome. I mean, you can technically get Larvitar in this game, but it's very much luck-orientated, because I think you need to get, I think it's a Wooper from the Cave Wall there. Either it's a Wooper, or possibly Trapinch. It was one of those. Where basically, if you get the rarest spawns at the wild areas, you can get a whole bunch of rare Pokemon with good moves, and the most particular one is, of course, the Larvitar, which comes with Dragon Dance. A potential Dragon Dance Tyranitar. the prospect of that inherently is just terrifying, wouldn't you agree? It's like one of the most dominant strategies in actual competitive, alongside just throwing on mixed attacking sets in Tyranitar just to cover absolutely everything. You know, Fire Blast, Pursuit, Crunch, Rock Slide, Earthquake. I suppose the most common Dragon Dance set would be potentially just I'll reverse on mode again. Would be potentially just Rock Slide, Earthquake, and as far as I'm aware, Hidden Power Bug, just so that you could have a chance of actually fighting Celebi. Because mostly just talking in a particular metagame where Celebi is not only allowed and seen, but commonplace. This makes me more sour, the fact that we never got Celebi in Gen 3 over here. It's like, yeah, we technically got Jirachi in some way, shape, or form, but never anything as wild or crazy as a Celebi. You had to go to Japan for that. Are you maybe someone suspicious? I don't know, you look like the most suspicious one wearing those goggles indoors, Jetsoul. You know, those goggles and that name, it makes me wonder where I should have given him the screechy voice. So you're supposed to be the fastest thing alive? I think it's time for Jet to litter rip! Yeah, that's just putting me even more in the mood to stream Zero Gravity, potentially, because I was wondering what I was going to stream after finishing Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, and now I think I know what I'm going to be doing, which, you know, I'm happy about, because it just means that I get to see more of the funny bird man. It feels as though I'm going to have a lot of fun when I eventually do get to streaming Culture. Still have no idea as to when I'm going to stream it, though. Because the original plan was for me to stream it once all the chapters are out, but that's probably not going to be in the cards for like another 5 years or something ridiculous like that, so maybe I'll just do it at some point out of the blue, like maybe when Chapter 5, or maybe just in preparation for Chapter 5. Just a lot of stuff is feels up in the air at this point. It feels as though I can do anything. Hee hee. Oh, you don't have any Shadow Pokemon either. That's kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. Let's do Shadow Storm. Why not? Let's make this interesting. Let's give Raticate another shot at redemption. Why don't we? You're really using Scratch at this point in the game, man? I mean, I know Sneasel hardly gets any good moves, but still, that's kind of sad. Like, no Brick Break or anything? No Slash? No Swords Dance? I mean, I guess I can't expect too much considering this is the base game. And maybe when I eventually do end up streaming something like XG or DX Director's Cut, I imagine there'll be a fair few more intensive battles over there. At least potentially. That one's definitely going to be quite interesting, I feel. Why does Golbat's 10 then look like it does in a flying dude? Yeah. Well, I meant Golbat's animation here definitely does look quite goofy. It is an interesting question as to whether folks do prefer this over how he's animated in the later games, where he actually is just constantly flying. I mean, I guess Zubat is as well, and Crobat, so it's not too out of the ordinary. It just looks especially goofy, especially when he goes in for an attack and just goes into that crouch. Just makes him look extra goofy. Which, honestly, I do kind of appreciate, because I'm gonna be honest, as a long-time player of these games, Golbat is probably one of my least favorite Pokemon, either him or Tentacruel, just from the sheer amount of annoying random encounters I keep experiencing throughout all these various games. Necessarily, I don't... I suppose it's particularly bad in Golbat's case, considering he's always used by the enemy teams. You know, every single enemy team, whether it's Rocket, Magma, Aqua, Galactic, Flare, all of them just use Golbats. It's just like everywhere I look, it's Golbats. There's nothing but Golbats here. The enemy team in the next game is just going to be Team Golbat. You can never escape. So needless to say, I do have a let's just say a fair bit of Golbat fatigue. I mean, it's not as bad nowadays, but still, don't necessarily perk up whenever a Golbat pops up. It's just like, oh, another one of these. And it's the same with Tentacruel, considering he's basically the Zubat of the sea, but I guess I don't necessarily feel as bad about Tentacruel, considering Tentacruel is kind of good. I mean, I know Crobat is good as well, but still. I gotta say, these first few battles outside of Primeape just taking all the damage. Just all the damage. Quirky nature, vital spirit. Ooh, focus energy, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back and heal. I mean, no reason not to waste some healing items here when there's just a healing machine in the same room, right? I mean, I know it takes a little bit more time, but it just means that I get to save my items for later, potentially. At least that's the logic I'm going with. Anyways, let's keep moving forward. Finally, we're about to get out of the first room. It's only been half an hour. Oh, but wait. Her again.
Oh, so you're like that little boy that ran off with Professor Crane? Because of what you did, Master Grey was like, oh, so angry. It made like everyone miserable, and it's like, oh, so your fault. But it's like, totes okay now. We don't like need Professor Crane anyways. I just like so needed to be super serious and just add like a little tiny bit to get XD001's like final adjustments just right. It's like so perfect now. Purification will not work on it whatsoever. I'm like so amazed because I'm like such a genius. Oh, you like want to see my XD0s?
I feel that's a euphemism.
Oh, so sorry, but that's like not possible. Why? Because I'm like so going to defeat you, little boy. Like, here I come.
I am not going to miss you in the slightest. You and your toothy grin. You dare use my own spells against me? And what makes it worse is she has a male Gardevoir. Is what? It should have been me, not you. Whatever. First boss, and I'd say we're relatively equal level going into this. Obviously, we could just focus energy, I think. That should make things a fair bit more interesting. Just do a little bit more content with Shadow Storm. You know, assuming that Primeape can survive this turn, considering there is a Gardevoir on the field. Yes, with the flinch. Oh no. Oh no. Please, no. I forgot that you're basically like a mini Venus. Dagnammit. Fine, Primeape, go ape, go ham, go run wild on them. That didn't do anything. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pull Primeape out. Ice Punch? Do you... I mean, I guess that's better than just... just double... Why are you just constantly spamming ice moves on me? I know that they're kind of universally effective. It's... Whoa. Yeah, they just... Lavrina just really doesn't like my Umbreon, I guess. Go monkey mode. Alright, guessing I'll just, protect, I guess? Just get rid of that Gardevoir real quick, come on. Go monkey mode! Yeah, that's what I want to see. Get that faker out of here. I mean, still like it, but still. Oh, Rosalia. That's a bit of a downgrade. I mean, I know that your whole thing is like beautiful Pokemon and such, but I mean, obviously, this probably would make a fair bit more sense if you were using a Roserade. Just gonna point that out. I think I'm gonna need to bring Gardevoir into this. It's time for me to use your own spells against you! And hopefully get rid of that Gorbis, because that's gonna be a little bit annoying, I think. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's monkey mode. I knew focus energy. Like, focus energy is not exactly the most reliable, but when it works, oh boy does it work. Oh. Okay, Shadow Farfetch'd. Kind of a weird choice. All things considered, just that's not beautiful at all, and I'm gonna be honest, I do kind of feel bad for Farfetch'd, because thinking about all the various regional variants of the Pokemon we've gotten over the years, I kind of can't help but feel that Farfetch'd kind of got screwed. And mostly just the Farfetch'd we all know, considering, you know, Surfetch'd is cool and people like Surfetch'd, but you can only get it using a Galarian Farfetch'd, which just kind of makes it it's kind of a shame, because it just means that regular old Farfetch'd still kind of sucks. Oh, hey, Altaria! I still have trauma from the fight with Winona. How are you doing? It's like it's like one of the fan favorite horn Pokemon, despite the fact that it's utterly terrifying. Also, I don't necessarily feel safe with Gardevoir being on the field. In that, I'm fairly certain she's just going to one-shot everything on the field, and I don't want that. I don't want any of this. Yeah, I think Arbok. Great Farfetch'd got screwed up. Like, could you imagine, like, a Cantonian Surfetch'd, basically? I'm kind of surprised it wasn't, like, a Paldean Surfetch'd, which basically was just a redemption arc for the classic Farfetch'd. You know, considering that also gave, like, a whole bunch of new evolutions to old Pokemon as well. You know, like, Girafarig, Dunsparce, and Primeape. Why not give Farfetch'd a little bit more justice? You know, just give ourselves a Paldean Surfetch'd, I guess. Which is basically just Cantonian Surfetch'd, which... what would that even look like? I do gotta wonder. Would he just have, like, a giant leak like a spear? You know, it's a sort of, sort of thing that he wields with two hands as opposed to, like, normal Surfetch'd. Well, I've completely forgot you have Shadow Half as well. Just, again, Arbok kind of feels like, the Pokemon that was sort of made. Oh, what is this? This looks scary. It didn't do anything. Mega Farfetch'd. Well, that's certainly an idea if I ever did see one. Anyways, Arbok, I'm counting on you. Ah! Oh, and Shadow Sky as well, which, funnily enough, isn't going to affect anybody on the field. It's like, yep, that's just there now. Shadow Shed, I think. Let's see how that works. Shadow Rave. Alright, wide-hitting special attack. I remember now. Alright. It didn't even work. Come on, Arbok. Arbok, we're counting on you here. And I will admit, Shadow Break does seem kind of scary, but I can't help but wonder, is it basically just the dark version of Brick Break? Because it seems to be what they're going for. I think... I know this is sort of cheating, but I kind of just want to keep Arbok up on the field. Here, have a milk. Actually, do we have a super potion? We don't, okay. Whatever. Have a milk. What are your thoughts on Legends are? I haven't played it yet. I did get it for Christmas, but I kind of wanted to save first playthrough for stream. Which, well, at least the plan is to do it once I'm done with Gale. And of course I go into reverse mode as well. This is like some people just don't get... Oh no! Things are not going well for dear Arbok. I kinda... You know, I'm just gonna go for the emergency shadow half. Just... There's an emergency... Oh. Oh, fantastic. Is there anything that I can... I think Priming might actually be more use here compared to Dodrio, weirdly enough. Reverse mode Arbok is just Cobra. Oh, that's his play, Shadow Mist, which it lowers the target's evasiveness as opposed to raising your evasiveness. So I guess Glare just kind of sucks in that case. Whatever. Shadow half. It's time for me to divide by 2. It's time for math, ladies and gentlemen. With the power... Now this is the power of math! Yeah, Shadow Half just cuts all Pokemon on the field's health in half, which just brought to mind that horrible line from Star Trek Discovery. No idea why. Anyways, this fight's been going on for a fair bit. I think it's time we start wrapping up. We'll start with Farfetch first, because that's probably the easier one. You know, counting on you having a lower catch rate, buddy. Don't let me down. I think this is the only instance in Gen 3 where we actually get to catch a Farfetch. I like science! Oh, it's so bad. Jeez Louise! Yeah, this Altaria is kind of scary, not gonna lie. Gonna go in with Dodrio. I think that we might be able to pull it off and hit him with another Shadow Half. Oh, I forgot it has cooldown. I forgot it has cooldown. I'm sorry, Arbok, I didn't know. This is going downhill so fast. Well, at least there's no Shadowy Ord to worry about anymore. I am kind of scared of how much damage that Shadow Break is gonna do, though, so I think I'm just gonna focus on trying to catch now. Going for Altaria. That seems like the bigger threat on the field at the moment. You know, because it's Altaria. It's always scary. Don't let its look deceive you. Only darkness exists under those clouds. Also, Farfetch'd, please survive this, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's why I like Pursuit. It's just a safe move to go into in situations like this. I think after that, and how terrifying it was, I think we're safe to just wrap things up there. So we're done here. Get in the ball. Good water. Now that's what I like to see. So far, so good. That's one admin down, a whole bunch more to go. Now look at what you've done. Now get out of here, you palette swap Hatsune Miku.
Oh, you're like terrible. I mean, really. Master Guru will be like, oh, so cross with me again. Oh, how I like so dislike you. I'll be glad, little boy, when like Master Greevil and XD001 like make you pay.
Okay, bye. Should bring the snack machine into mainline games. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I mean, there's not exactly much point to do it now, considering how easy it is to optimize a team, which... Now that I mention it, there is this one particular video which I stumbled across in my spare time. Mostly talking about... let me get that amulet coin off of you real quick. Mostly just referring to the differences between Digimon and Pokemon. More so from someone who played Time Stranger, and saw it as a means of seeing what they liked so much about the Pokemon games compared to Digimon, because as far as I can tell, compared to Pokemon, Digimon is more so a game, at least in the game front at the very least, is more so about just having a whole bunch of powerful monsters at your beck and call, which you can use to basically optimize a team for any eventual occasion. So it's just like having a whole bunch of Pokemon that you can just... Digimon that you can call upon at any time. Compared to Pokemon, where it's more about picking out a team of 6 from a myriad of different choices and sticking with them. It's more Digimon's about optimization, and Pokemon's more, I kind of want to say, improvisation? Or at the very least, adversity. I think that's the main thing that makes Pokemon so special, at least used to, the adversity part of it, where you struggle for all these battles with this team that you fostered yourself, and you grow attached to your team of 6, whereas opposed to Digimon, where aside from maybe your starter, you don't tend to get as attached unless, because obviously you need to focus on just having as many good Pokemon on hand as possible. And of course, with the furtherance of some competitive battles with VGC and whatnot, I can't help but feel that Pokemon has more just sort of veered closer and closer to the optimization side of things, where it's less about just bringing up a team of favorites and more so just picking out the most meta picks possible. You know, just instead of, you know, going into fights with your classic Raichu or your God of War, you go in with your Urshifu and your Tornadus. And you just see the same few Pokemon seen in competitive, which, I mean, obviously that's just naturally going to happen when it comes to competitive Pokemon in that regard, but at the same time, I don't necessarily mind the optimization part of it. I just mostly wish that it was mostly resigned to the post-game, and it was more so just the main quote-unquote story where, you know, it plays a little bit more like it would in the olden games, where you sort of where you do have your limited TMs, and not necessarily any means of optimizing your team with nature mints and bottle caps and whatnot. It really seems like the sort of stuff you would say for the post-game, just... There has been one thing with regards to TMs which I've been thinking about for a while now, and how I at the very least would want to see them balanced. That is, I do quite like the infinite use TMs from Gen 5, but do understand at the very least that they may be a little bit too powerful in trivializing the game. I mean, obviously in Black and White's case, they more just sort of increase the difficulty of battles to sort of make up for that, which you can still do, but I don't know, part of me likes the idea of further utilizing the technical records introduced in Gen 8, where you could basically use them as a replacement for the single-use TMs in the older games, where as you're going through the main game, you get some various technical records, which basically act like the old TMs, and then either in the post-game or later on in the game via, you know, side quests or just general out-of-the-way exploration or tasks or whatnot, or battles, you can get the technical machine version of that particular technical record, which is the infinite use one. You know, just sort of something which still means that single-use TMs still have a purpose without being annoying like they were in Gen 9. Because I will admit, main thing that I really didn't like about Scarlet and Violet, outside of, the just balked nature of it, is really just the crafting system. It just made getting TMs more annoying than it needed to be. It's like they created this cool solution to a problem that didn't need to exist. I think a lot of people have already made it clear that they don't really like the they don't really like the TM system in Gen 9, especially considering we've had infinite TMs for the longest time. But it really feels as though they incorporated a crafting system just because Breath of the Wild did it, and it's just like every game in the universe has to copy Breath of the Wild for some reason. Like, I know it was good, but if I wanted to play Breath of the Wild, I'd play Breath of the Wild. Here's looking at you, Halo Infinite, Sonic Frontiers, Scarlet and Violet. Just, I get that Breath of the Wild was really just this really sort of landmark game, but not every single game has to copy it. You know, it's, I feel especially with in the case of the Sonic series, to get a little bit off topic, that's something that the series I feel has sort of struggled with for the longest time, at least post-generations, where you have Lost World, which has to copy a Mario game. Oh, FF7 Rebirth is also a good example, thank you, Val. Yeah, Lost World is a good example, where it's basically just copying a lot of elements from Mario Galaxy, and I'm just like, if I wanted to play Mario Galaxy, I would play Mario Galaxy. Well, you know, Frontiers is probably the best example, considering it's basically just Breath of the Wild, and it's just, again, if I wanted to play Breath of the Wild, I would play Breath of the Wild. If I wanted to play a Sonic game, I'd play Sonic Adventure probably, or, you know, I do kind of want to get better at Sonic Robo Blast 2, because I know that game's really quite beloved by a lot of people, just never been quite the biggest fan of Doom-esque level design, to be perfectly honest. Open world and pointless crafting go hand in hand. Yep, because you gotta have a reason to actually go out and explore, I guess. And then I wanted to play a game with some meaningful crafting system. I play Elden... Oh, right, Metroid Prime 4. I think that's probably the most egregious example from what I've heard, because it is basically just Breath of the Wild, except... Actually, now when I think about it, I think Prime 4 may be more of a Zelda game than Breath of the Wild, because it actually has proper dungeons in it. Doctor, we can't regenerate even bigger ways this way, isn't it great? Apparently he's French, I don't know. Hello, what's everybody doing in here? A whirlpool is created when water currents collide. Try it when you've taken a bath. For some reason as a kid, I always thought this meant that you just had to push, like, force water together, like just basically the equivalent of clapping your hands underwater, and it never worked. We've got good waves going in today, and the island that keeps the others away isolated is how we want to stay. Somehow they don't even know. Hello, hello, buddy. How you doing? Hopefully, we're not doing another resonance cascade down here. I will admit this is definitely cool. Also, yeah, this is basically just telling you, oh hey, the whirlpools surrounding Citadark Isle are manufactured. Isn't that neat? Don't see too many kids here. Are you a child of one of the research people? You're responsible for keeping Citadark Isle rigged with vicious waves. Thanks to this place, it's not easy for ships to approach Citadark Isle. Unless you're Mr. Verich, in which case you probably have, like, I don't know, a secret code for you to just cause the currents to lower down. Just like, lowering the shields in Star Wars. They put Zelda in my Metro and refused to put it back into my Zelda. For a while with the open world is basically your Hyrule filled with dungeons being your temples and the Christian being various. Gotcha. It is a shame as well, because I remember enjoying Breath of the Wild when I played it back in 2017, I think.
Our honors and happy to serve Master Grievel. Our research funding is more than generous and incredibly fun to...
Ah, yes. Love what you do and get paid for doing it. The classic mantra. Also, don't mind me, I'm just over here trying to collect loot. Don't mind me. Hyper potions, thank you very much.
Gonna change my white lab out.
Oh. Okay, kind of a weird get-up. I didn't know scientists had that sort of fashion sense. Okay, okay. Also, quite spacious for a changing room, not gonna lie. Oh, hello.
The job of research people is to conduct research.
That's not hard. Oh, yes, the job of the research people is to conduct research. Otherwise, they would be just people.
Terrify people into the pits of despair through battling. That's our purpose. With that clear vision, we're not about to lose.
Real ones still have their Breath of the Wild copy. Wait, did Breath of the Wild actually get released on the Wii U? It's been such a long time, I don't remember this being a thing. I mean, in my head it makes sense that they're released, considering Twilight Princess also got released for the GameCube, but still, it's weird. Anyways, this seems more like the sort of formidable team that I was hoping to see here. Oh, really? Wow, that's definitely not something I would have expected. Anyways, it's time for me to use Lovrina's spells on you. I mean, to be fair, I think that's the case for lots of certain Switch titles, and that they were basically just Wii U titles ported for because nobody bought a Wii U except for me. I mean, obviously we got the more overt ports, like Mario Kart 8 and 3D World. Did Wind Waker HD also get ported to Switch? I feel like it must have done. Yeah, let's Shadow Panic. Let's make them panic. Oh wow. Yeah, Farfetch'd really doesn't like taking hits, I guess. And then again, it did do a Swords Dance, so... I was one of the 5 people that had a Wii U. Twilight Princess HD. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Also, I do find it funny that, it's like we didn't get Twilight Princess HD or Wind Waker HD, but we did get Super Mario Galaxy released on the Switch twice, I think. Was Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 released on Switch too? I haven't been keeping track, unfortunately. Day 1 adapter of the Wii. Day 1 adapter of the Wii U, baby. Yeah, I think I mostly just got mine Christmas 2013, at least from what I recall. I did get it with New Super Mario Bros. And Super Luigi U. Basically the one where you could just cheese through the entire game using Nabbit. Because apparently they thought that was good game design. Yeah, it's been a little bit since Electabuzz has been out on the field, hasn't it? So, let's see what he can do. Not much, I guess, because Ninja just took himself out. We're not complaining. Oh, good old Sand Slash. It looks so blocky here. Oh, right into the Ice Punch as well. I didn't even plan that. Mario Galaxy has technically been released twice on the $60 Mario All-Stars bundle, and again on the standalone. Oh, it was only 40. And it's still pretty bad, but still. It's weird. $40 for a re-release like that nowadays from Nintendo seems reasonable. It's like we've been Helsinki'd into it. Look at that, level 40 already. We're really climbing those levels now. You know what? Just to get into the action, let's get God of War out here as well. Oh, $40 for a single Wii ROM. That's right, now I remember. Wasn't it technically 2 Wii ROMs, though? Yeah, it's still surprising just how effective Electabuzz has been this whole time. It's like he caught up really quickly and then just ended up, cleaning house. Can't help but like it. Yeah, let's just, do that. No reason not to. For Wii ROM I have in my drive right now. Alright, there was also that. Finishing touch on that Shadow Pokemon, like, we don't need your meddling. Nope, but you're gonna get my meddling anyway, Litnar. Let me see what you got. I'm suspecting you have a Shadow Pokemon, considering you're the only sort of mandatory fight in here. Should probably throw Arbok to the back now when I think about it. Get back there, you. Get back there. It's time for Gardevoir to take the show again. You know, it is really quite funny. I think I mentioned this in the past, but nowadays it really just feels like, especially been keeping up with the Discord server, that I am semi-obligated at the very least to keep Gardevoir on every single team I have. You know, assuming that I could actually get one. Like, obviously Gardevoir wasn't in Gen 1. Or was she? It's funny as well, because I'm fairly certain I have seen a fair few videos just of what if this Pokemon was in Gen 1, like stuff like Tinkaton and Regigigas. I mean, I imagine that Gardevoir wouldn't be too overwhelmingly strong in Gen 1. I mean, obviously, because most of its strengths are just in the special stat anyway, so... I mean, its special defense will get a little bit better, but I think that's mostly about it. And it will just basically still be slower and bulkier Alakazam, basically, which... I don't know, maybe some people might be into it, but then again, Gardevoir wouldn't necessarily have access to Calm Mind back in Gen 1, so... I mean, if it got Amnesia, that'd be another story, but I don't think that would be the case. It is sort of chilling to think about, though, just Gardevoir with Gen 1 Amnesia. Because it feels like outside of Choice Items that most people just tend to throw Calm Mind on her anyways. So look at that, with just one Calm Mind, I'm constantly blowing holes in everything. It's wonderful to see. Oh, I think... Yeah, I think I know now. Yeah, Shadow Kangaskhan. This is more so what I was expecting at this point of the game, to be perfectly honest. Also, yeah, that Sandstorm is not going to be doing us any favors. Like, you need to leave. You need to leave, sir. And... yeah, let's just bring Arbok back out. See if we can get a glare off. I mean, considering this isn't a boss Pokemon, I suspect this won't be doing as much damage as Altaria was. We'll see, though. It still has Shadow Rush. I do quite like how much Squash and Stretch Kangaskhan has on her animations. Bayonets. Wait. Oh. Oh, that's right. I could have... It was like... I forgot. I was like, isn't there a Shadow Bayonet in this game? Am I just misremembering? And it turns out I wasn't misremembering, and we're fighting it now, I guess. I think I know what I'm... I was gonna say I think I know what to do. Actually, I do. I think. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm about to do. This is going to work. It's like I didn't even plan this. This is just going to work because I say it will. You know, assuming that Arbok can survive this turn, which, knowing my luck, he probably won't. Oh, that actually worked. Yeah! Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful, everyone? Now I just have to catch them before the sandstorm claims them. Shadow Hold? Oh yeah, that's right, Umbreon could just switch out at this point, can't he? It's like this works out supremely well for myself. Again, this is why Protect is arguably the most powerful move in doubles. It just gives you so much freedom afterwards, potentially. I think... Well, obviously I'm gonna have to stay in and try and catch something. Timer Ball. Let's go Bayonet first. Because for some reason in my mind, Bayonet has a higher catch rate. Again, I don't necessarily remember all this old stuff like catch rates off the top of my head, so could be wrong. Or it could just not matter. The power of time is on my side, I guess. In more ways than one. And now I have to spend time calling you out of reversal mode. Much appreciated, Arbok. Again, I'm gonna miss this one. Shadow Half is generally just a very, very useful ability. In fact, I kind of feel compelled to just keep Arbok on the team until we find something else that has Shadow Half. Gonna be honest. So here's hoping that Kangaskhan gets in the bowl. I mean, I imagine Safari's own Pokemon outside of Chansey have a relatively decent catch rate. There, you see? It all works out in the end. Whoa, you're seriously too much! Whoa, that simply won't do, man! I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, just quickly full restore. I think we're really having to, just really get into the hyper potions now by the looks of it. Fantastic. I don't think Arbok is going to even be able to survive at this rate. And look at that, already we're just, casually in a volcanic crater. Donwa with Sifet. It's just like me when I am trying to text. Oh. Hello. Hello, this first mail. Sorry, sent message mistake. I must also apologize for the misspellings. I am embarrassed by these mistakes and... Email text is cut off. Oh no! They got him! They got to him! Anyway, just casually push these Lego blocks in with my Herculean strength, and now you can go down there. I have to wonder, what is this miracle material which can easily block molten magma? Can I make my house out of it? Revives, obviously going to be useful going forward. And let me guess, what happens when I try to go... It's too... Oh. They actually thought about this. It's too hot to approach. Oh yes, he's standing right here with the lava just like a meter away is perfectly fine. Even though I'm fairly certain at this distance most people just burst into flames. Whatever though. It's like, just generally speaking, places like this I do generally find cool. Just these cool volcano areas. I always quite liked these places as a kid. Really sort of reminds me of Mustafar. Alright, I guess I'm going this way. Oh yes, and almost immediately the lava just clears. And I'm very easily able to step in it despite the fact that it should still be melting my shoes. Anything over here? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Alright, let's just go this way. I think there's a trainer fight on this bridge. Or somewhere along here. Anytime at all, game. At least I could have sworn there was a trainer fight around here. I mean, that lava bridge definitely does seem like a rather climactic area to have a battle on, doesn't it? Straight up reminds you of that scene from the end of Tide of the Tasmanian Tiger. Look at this. There's no way this is a natural formation. Or at very least, there's no way it wouldn't have just caved in at some point. Anyways, let's see what's over here. Let's see what's in the box. What's in the fluffing box? Oh, that's pretty nice. Again, it's definitely something to hold on for actual competitive fights. I know why I feel compelled for that, though. Considering I'm probably not going to be doing that. I don't know, maybe something's for, post-game. Maybe. This cave is not a natural formation. Hello. What? You're hanging tough in this magma hot heat. I thought I was going to melt waiting. What would melt first, your body or your armor? Gruppel? Okay, this is a fairly suitable team for where we're at. Just all fire types. And I don't necessarily have anything to counter fire types, outside of just hitting them really hard. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss Arbok, to be perfectly honest. Just been such a good teammate. You're just such good utility. I can't really be mad. Also, I'm gonna go Electabuzz, actually. You know, just to deal with that Houndoom. Come on, Electabuzz. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, and Sun. This could get terrifying pretty quickly. Hopefully you don't have a Torkoal. Yeah, Gardevoir could have just walked straight into that and taken. Oh yes, oh yes. Now that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. I'm fairly certain that Electabuzz could just deal with the Houndoom. Go get him. Eventually. That does remind me, did I pick up the wide lens at some point? I could have sworn I did, because I'm fairly certain Electabuzz is going to get a lot of use out of it. Loading the shotgun, looking increasingly worried. I'm really gonna miss Arbok. I'm sorry, Arbok, I'm gonna have to take you to the farm. Come on, Electabuzz! I've been counting on you this whole time. Oh. Well, at least I don't have to worry about the confusion for another turn at the very least. I'm sorry, Electabuzz. Wait, why? Why? Why wouldn't you hit Electabuzz? He's about to die. I know Umbreon's the higher level, but Electabuzz is right there. What are you doing? He's gonna hit you with the cross chop eventually. I said eventually. Oh no. It's so weird seeing Ninetales using Dig, but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk it. You don't get to attack at all this turn. Really a shame as well, because I had high hopes for Cross Chop. Really gonna have to check if I do have a wide lens. Why wouldn't you use that on Electabuzz? Why? He was right there. You blew it. You had it all and you blew it. Well, at least we don't have to worry about the sun for another turn. You know what? Let's just have a rave. We shall have a rave. Unfortunately, without Umbreon, because... Oh, fantastic. Well, it's kind of obvious who his target is now, so... Now I get to do this. Kind of weird that he's not resetting the sun at all, though. Alright, how about this? How about this, Ninetales? You don't get to play. You don't get to play the game. Because I must break you. At least I'm assuming that Ninetales is going first. Yep. That's what you get. Now you must be broken. I guess some shadow moves are just that tough. Oh. Oh, this could be a problem. I'm guessing that they expect you to cleave through Houndoom quite quickly, because I imagine that this one had a whole bunch of solar beams in his pocket. Shadow Sky. Let's see what happens when we get that Houndoom out of here. At least I'm relying on Altaria. Like, that is a pretty solid amount of damage. I'm kind of disappointed even more in Primeape at this point. Wow, Farfetch actually tanked a hit. I'm surprised. Oh, you weak-minded fool. I accidentally read you like a fiddle. Except not really. Get the sky back up again. Get the sky back up again. Why aren't you using Solar Beam? That was like your big thing. I'm sure one of these is going to work eventually. Yeah, that's just a solid hit. Anyways. No more sun for you. And of course it gets paralyzed as well. Wonderful. Wonderful. Do find it kind of ironic that Shadow Sky is illustrated as a flash of light, which kind of feels counterproductive considering it's all about the darkness. There should be no light here for you to be blinded by. Oh. I think this is another Shadow Pokemon. Yep. Magmar. Or as is called in Japan, Boober. Yep, that means we have a Shadow Boober on our hands. Wait, does that mean I actually... Oh, of course he avoids the attack. Of course. Houndoom just really having a bad day, isn't he? Alright, what else have you got in it? Pinsir? Yeah, we'll admit that's definitely an interesting choice to go alongside this very fire-oriented team. Just very, very interesting choice, all things considered. Let's go Shadow Panic again, why not? Just cause some chaos. Cause some chaos. Oh yeah, Magmar looks like he's definitely about to rave. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Or at the very least, Arbok gets a clean in. That's what we're looking for here. That's what we're looking for. Except not really, because I think Arbok's gonna die instantly. Imagine if there was a shadow version of Follow Me, though. That'd be kind of useful in this situation. Well, you know, it could just be rolling dice here. Here's to hoping that confusion actually works in my favor for once. I used to roll the dice. Well, never mind, I guess. No rolling dice for me. Yeah, we are getting hit pretty hard out here, not gonna lie. This is starting to hurt. So I think it's time to panic. It's time to panic and then just hope that timer balls will work in this situation, because it has been quite a few turns. Oh, so close. Well, that would have been amazing if it actually worked. But, alas. Oh, that's a lot of damage for a confusion. That's not a lot of damage for pursuits. Okay, that's a hefty amount of damage. Yeah, weirdly enough, Farfetch is kind of coming in clutch, not gonna lie. He's actually putting in a decent amount of work with Shadow Panic. This, I wasn't expecting. I think we're really at the point where timer balls are probably just my best bet, though. Like, it's been a... You've been a definite surprise on this particular excursion, Farfetch'd. 1. Oh, here we go. And here we see Pinsir eat through all my timer balls. Yeah, things are looking worse. I'm not even sure I can risk an Icy Wind at this particular point. I mean, on the other hand... Okay, definitely not. I was gonna say, can I risk it if he's at that high health? And the answer to that is no. So I'm sorry, Gardevoir, you're gonna have to tank some hits whilst I start panic throwing. It's time to panic. I'm fairly certain that's a decent amount of health in order for catching to actually work. That's like the model amount of health. Yeah, we see it worked. It worked. I wasn't worried. I'm fairly certain one solid hit from the... Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. I mean, that was a crit, but still. Quite scary. Oh, fantastic. Fan-fluffing-tastic. Of course I get a burn. I'm sorry, Umbreon, I didn't know. We really are just down to our last two now, aren't we? Wow. Okay, how am I going to fare in this? I think this is probably a bad idea. I think I can chip his health down a little bit more with Icy Wind. I think this is probably going to end badly. Well, you know, you could just be a good boy and just stay in the ball. Thank you. I'm surprised that worked. There we go. See, I wasn't worried. The power of timer balls helps us out again. Let's count on a hot battle. Okay, let's see what... Oh. Hypno is ready to be purified already. Oh, thank goodness. I think there's a healing machine in here. Yep. Just behind this lava fall, which I'm fairly certain just being this close to it would cause everything around it to burst into flames. Whatever, though. Just when I needed it most. Oh, and there's a PC here.
You look cute, but you're also brave and bold.
Ah, yes, brave and bold. Like Batman. Timer balls really good. Yeah, that's why I brought timer balls.
You'd be ashamed to beat someone like you. This is a good chance to score some points with Master Greevil.
Yep, you really gotta think about your approval ratings, huh? Kimley. I mean, that's a fairly normal name, all things considered. Okay. Time to settle in and, oh yeah, Arbok's basically back to normal now. Also, Una Reverso with the Intimidate, you fool. Oh, double Intimidate. Oh, I see how it is. Thankfully, I'm not using any, physical attackers, or at least I wasn't. Oh yeah, we're also right next to a PC, meaning I can check if we have the wide lens. Because I feel as though I could definitely use it on Electabuzz at the moment. Pretty solid hit, not gonna lie. Zangoose, okay. Just means more fodder for cross-chop. You know, assuming that it actually hits for once. Come on, Electabuzz. I know the last fight didn't work out too well for you, but it's time for the redemption arc. Everybody's rooting for you in the chat. They may not look like it, but they certainly are. Go for it. Yes! Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the cross-chop I was expecting and wanted to see. Wow, so many Pokemon on here just normal and dark type, huh? I know they're the more threatening ones, so they're just, again, fodder for cross-chop. Or, you know, I could just save up some PP and go for a Thunder Punch. Let's go for the Thunder Punch. Oh, yeah. That's what everybody wants to see. Good, solid hits like that. Yeah, it really feels as though Electabuzz really has... My attack animation looks lanky as heck. Yeah, I guess that's just Mightyena for you. Oh, you don't have any Shadow Pokemon. That's a shame. Let's go... No, seeing as where we are, have a Fire Punch. Yeah, just a solid damage dealer overall. I'm surprised that not many other people use Electabuzz for this playthrough, because so far he's been great. Just feels as though when it comes to raw damage, he has a tool for any occasion. You know, aside from maybe Earthquake would be nice, but, you know, Cross Chop is fine as well. We all like Cross Chop. You know, when it hits. And let's wrap this up with an Ice Punch. You know, just the good 1-2. As Sunflower's neck stretches out to the other side of the island. There we go, level 40. Still nothing, okay. Master Greeble better not have seen this. Oh, I'm sure he has plenty of surveillance cameras dotted all about this place. Just haven't seen any yet. Let's put Gardevoir up front. It's been a little bit. I think... No! No, don't! Please! Please tell me we have a wide lens in here. No, we don't. Oh, man. Man. Just what I needed. Let's get the... Can I at least use the protein? Yeah, my disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. So many Shadow Pokemon. Spell Tag? I don't know about you. I kind of want to bring Bayonet into this. Sorry, Farfetch, but, needs must. We need to have Pokemon strong enough for the challenges ahead. Like Bayonet here. I mean, Shadow Rush, but still that kind of attack. It has an attack stat higher than Electabuzz. I mean, I know that's not really saying much, but still. I feel a lot of people tend to forget that Bayonet just has a surprisingly high attack stat. Which, again, worked more in its favor in Gen 3 when Ghost types were physical. It's like it actually make use of Shadow Ball better than Gengar. Let's see, Pinsir. I kind of want to use Pinsir this, actually. You know, just, good, solid, hard hitter. So I'm gonna need to get the Amulet Coin out because I think We're getting up to the point where Arbok's not necessarily, really to just be standing there in the party portrait. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't need to do anything else. Yep, just like, yep, I'm here too. Yep, you already knew I was gonna be here. No need to dwell on it. We all know I'm the main character here. As I get back on that whole thing from the Tales stream. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, far-fetched. Far-fetched, far-fetched. Luckily, there's a Makuhita here. So I can just do that. And look at this, we have a well-oiled machine in here, I think. Sort of. Do we have any more normal types in here? Should do. Yeah, I'm just gonna boot you out of here real quick, Dodrio. Because you could just easily eat that parrot. Look at that flow. Look at that. And just have you attacking Spirit. There we go. And then we can just put Magmar on this last one. Look at that. It's a perfect fit. It all works out in the end. Isn't it beautiful? How viable is Hariyama? I mean, it was pretty damn good in Gen 3 competitive. I know about it there, at least. It was pretty decent in terms... Oh, Primate is ready to be purified. I know it was fairly decent, at least in doubles, because, you know, stuff like fake outs. You know, let's have a look at how good Hariyama is. I got Smogon open, so let's have a look. Hariyama, because I imagine that in Gen 3 Hariyama is like one of the premium fighting types. Well, it has knockoff. It has fake out and knockoff, so that's pretty good. Still not the biggest threat in terms of Gen 3, but still fairly decent. You know, it gets Brick Break, it gets Rock Slide, it gets Cross Chop, it gets Focus Punch. Let's see, Diamond and Pearl. Okay, so that's Yusuno in high tier Gen 4 competitive, again using fake outs. It's just like a guts lead with payback. Obviously good stuff in doubles with fake outs and detect and feint, black and white. Some use in VGC by the looks of it. Again, fake out in Trick Room with wide guard. Again, Hariyama just seems to have a fair few decent, has a lot of decent utility, but it's obviously not so good in Gen 6 for obvious reasons, but it has sheer force. Again, though, just seems to be mostly just lead-in in doubles. Yeah, doubles definitely seems like it was sort of Hariyama's port of call, but I guess it got some use still with Assault Vest. Again, because of that sort of miserable... I think that's the main problem, really. It's just the lack... It has that problem where it has just a ton of health, but not a lot of defense. But then again, a lot of Pokemon aren't that good in the later gens because power creep is not a thing in Pokemon. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Let's bring Pinsir out first. Let's do that. Let's see how... I want to give Pinsir a fair shakedown. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a fair shakedown considering it's a shadow, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I feel as though I don't tend to use Pinsir all that much. There we go. Get a little bit more mileage out of your cross chops. When they hit. Oh no, look at this. Just elevated directly into more molten lava. Dear student, I hope you are well. I wrote you a haiku poem. If Team Snag'em goons cause trouble in the desert, go and sandbag them. Well, it certainly fits the criteria for a haiku. Certainly this thing as well because I'm in the middle of taking a haiku through all this molten magma. Oh, you're just not going to stop me from getting these hyper potions? Oh, sorry, this is a dead end. Briefly talking about Gen 4, really feel I had rose-tinted glasses until recently. I had that side-by-side playthrough of Platinum. Yeah. I have been thinking for a while, actually. It sort of feels to me that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl may be, just by default, the best Pokemon games on the Switch, outside of Legends Arceus. I mean, mostly just because it's just, even if it is just a one-for-one remake of Diamond and Pearl, it is arguably still better than Diamond and Pearl, I'd say. Just in regards to just the sheer number of creature comforts that came with just all the games up to Gen 8. Well, screw you as well. Umbreon doesn't want to be out here. He wants to be back in his Pokeball. He has had a lot of hard work now in these few recent battles. He's deserved a nice, well-earned rest. Always acknowledged that Gen 4 was one of the weakest out of the franchise. Watching Diamond and Pearl in comparison to Platinum was yeah. I feel as though when a lot of people tend to glorify Gen 4, they're mostly talking about Platinum and the Gen 2 remakes. Because it really feels as though there isn't necessarily that much reason for you to ever go back to Diamond and Pearl. I mean, unless you're really adamant about wanting to get all 493 Pokemon in one save file, I think maybe then there may be a case for having all the Gen 4 games, but even then, I'm fairly certain that you could find workarounds. Transferring up from Gen 3 and whatnot. Again, I'm fairly certain I mentioned this before, it really feels as though there's practically zero reason for you to ever go back to Diamond and Pearl. EDSP is just a little bit better than Diamond and Pearl. Ignoring the obvious battle speed increase and all these things I wish to talk. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of stuff that we wish was optional, but that mostly just comes with the territory after Gen 8. Honestly, I could just make the argument that a lot of problems people have with BDSP are problems which were also introduced from Sword and Shield. Like the mandatory affectionate thing, constantly ruining battles, and the forced EXP share. I will just say in that regard, it really feels as though, even in that regard, there isn't necessarily that much reason for you to go back and play BDSP even when Platinum exists. I mean, I know there's mods and whatnot which semi-fix BDSP to make it more like Platinum, but even so, for just regular people who don't have access to the Dark Arts and are able to play platinumized versions of BDSP, I think just going off a legitimate hardly, you would still be better off just going and playing Platinum. Well, you know, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I still think are better. But that's just me. I've been thinking for a long time, I'm not certain as to what I consider to be the, quote, best, unquote, games in the entire series. Because for me it feels like a proper sort of toss-up between Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White 2. It's like those two are like the kings of the whole series, and funnily enough, they were released like super close to one another. Like Heart Gold, Soul Silver was 2010, and Black and White 2 was like 2012. So in that sense, I could argue that 2009 to 2012 was arguably where the Pokemon games peaked. It just seems like a fairly cut and dry case in that regard. I went to the objective S Heart Gold Soul Silver for the nostalgia. Yeah, I say that's a fairly reasonable stance to have in that regard, though I'd still say for the most part that Heart Gold Soul Silver are still pretty damn good in their own rights. I really do want to go back and play Black and White 2 again at some point, because I really do think that, I almost want to say it fixes the main biggest problem that I found I have with the normal Black and White, which is just the roster. I know a lot of people really do like a lot of the Gen 5 designs, but I have a lot of experience with people who grew up playing like Gen 3, Gen 4, just sort of gave up after Gen 4 and didn't bother with Gen 5. And I think a big factor of that was the fact that none of the Pokemon they were aware of showed up at all in Black and White 1. Which I know in Japan at the very least, and fairly soon, is more of a more sort of part for the course. It's like, oh, look at all these new toys we get to play with, but really feels like, as far as, especially looking over a lot of the notes from the Giga League, you know, that one, I really do get the sense that a lot of Western Pokemon players really do sort of get attached to, like, a select few Pokemon, like, you know, me with Gardevoir, or Little Timmy with his Gyarados, and do sort of get quite alienated when they're just thrown into this new game with all these new monsters that they've never seen before. In that sense, you may as well just go from, like, for example, Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Platinum to just playing Coromon for how the jump, for how the leap is in that regard. I guess just go right through by all means. Alright, I'm fairly certain it's a multiple choice. Each one is guarded. One Cypher Peon always tells the truth, the other one always lies. I mean, yeah, there's old Pokemon in Black and White's post-game, but how many people, just like your average Joes, are gonna play through Black and White's post-game? Especially when they have to get past the whole alienation factor of all these new Pokemon that you have to contend with. Honestly, growing up, I feel as though I had a fairly similar experience with Colosseum, weirdly enough. Where it's like, my first game was Sapphire, my second game was Colosseum, and it's just like, look at all these new Pokemon you get to play with, and then you start the game off with Espeon and Umbreon, which I know are like fan favorites back from Gen 2, but as someone who only played Gen 3, I start off with this weird-looking pink cat and dog, and I'm just like, who are these guys? This isn't Torchic. You know, where's my... I mean, I'm fighting some Zigzagoons, and that's familiar enough, but who are these... What are these strange Pokemon that I've been laden with? What is a Bayleaf? What is this Quagsire creature which has been presented to me? I mean, obviously, the, various Gen 3 Pokemon thrown into the mix sort of softened the blow a fair bit, but that's sort of how I remember feeling playing Colosseum for the first time, just being like, there's all these Pokemon that I just don't recognize, that I've been forced to use. Who are these weird dogs that have been dropped to my... Yeah, exactly. Ah, right, Shadow Rapidash with, weird-looking fire effects, straight from... Only the best fire effects, fresh from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I will admit, though, shiny Rapidash in this game does look pretty neat. Just purple flames. It's stole from Typhlosion, probably. Let's, I think we just get rid of that camera up real quick. I'm confident in Gardevoir's abilities. Yeah, it's basically an N64 model, so it's appropriate as well. Yeah, that really does look like something you'd see in Ocarina of Time. It's like if you fought Phantom Ganon in the Fire Temple. I mean, it's definitely cool, but and nostalgic in a way, but still. Really is just... Oh. I didn't type those assets to repurpose after the allocations, I'm afraid, including... No! No! Typhlosion, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. Oh yeah, Shadow Macargo. kind of feel bad for the guy, in all honesty. Just, like, constantly getting saddled with the short end of the stick. You know what? I'm just gonna throw a timer ball at him just to see what happens. You know, poor guy with 2 4x weaknesses and absolutely nothing going from his side. I still do find it funny how in Emerald Legacy they basically just gave him a water resistance to try and make up for it. Oh. Well, there's my cargo cart. Alright, you Ocarina of Time. Alright, you N64 looking horse. N64s. Let's see how you handle an ice. Oh. Yeah, that's about what I expected. That's actually less than I was expecting, honestly. Wow. Still not gonna do anything more than that, though. I'm not dumb. I am a little dumb, but not that dumb. Still, though, Shadow Pokemon levels seem to be tracking quite well. It's like, my Pokemon are sort of on level at this point, when they're all level 40. It's like the expected level at this point in the game. Ow. I will admit as well, I knew that Citadark Isle was going to take a long time. I just didn't expect it would take this long. So I am wondering, since we are coming up to my usual cut... Oh wait, I just remembered. I started at... I'm used to starting at 7, not 7:30, so we still have like half an hour to go. Sorry, it's just my scheduling brain's all muddled up. God of War's such a draw. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she really is in this game. Oh, I've been... Goodness gracious me. I'm pretty sure you can also see it quite a fair bit in her fainting animation as well. All prim and proper. Just means that she's quite the classy sort. I do definitely miss that sort of personality from God of War, honestly. Then again, it's just one of those things which you never get to see. It's all in the later games because none of the Pokemon have personality, weirdly enough. It also reminds me. During the Christmas break I took, as well as games I mostly ended up playing. Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4, again. Pseudo Regalia, I had a good time with that. And I played a little bit of Digimon Cyber Sleuth. You know, I was sort of interested in that one, at the very least, taking a break from Time Stranger, because fairly certain that one had Yuji Naka working on it before the whole insider trading thing. And one thing which I found particularly interesting about Cyber Sleuth is that you can give your Digimon accessories. I mean, it's not many, it's mostly just a couple of hats, which you get for doing the online battling, but still. That's one thing that Digimon did before Pokemon. It allowed you to actually accessorize and personalize your creatures. This is something that I've been rambling on about for so many streams at this point. Oh, jeez. Yeah, don't mess with bayonets. Wow. But still, I do find it funny that this sort of low budget, which, I mean, especially compared to Time Strangers, Cyber Sleuth looked considerably low budget. But even so, it did a thing that I wanted from Pokemon before Pokemon did. That's what I'm trying to get at, and it's honestly hilarious. I mean, obviously, it's just not all that special in the grand scheme of things, but even so. Understand Pokemon aren't pets for you to dress up with. Well, yeah, but what's wrong with giving your friend a hat? You give your friends and family members clothes for Christmas. You know, maybe I want to give my God of War some stockings. And a nice, cute beanie. I don't know why I default to stockings. I guess, you know, stockings and some glasses give God of War the real sort of programmer look. Also been thinking about this a fair bit as well as to another way that you could potentially personalize Pokemon, which is some... You know, I wasn't gonna say anything, but... You know I had to do that joke. You knew I had to do it. Can't battle... Yeah, I'm surprised I can battle in this Wicked Heat as well. Yeah, again, different sort of color palettes. Even if it's just changing out one color, I feel that could do a lot to just see a lot of various trainer expression, rather, which I think is the main thing. It's like, they want to do custom trainers to sort of emphasize player expression. Why not allow us to do the same with Pokemon? I mean, it may just be because I've seen so much artwork out there of various different colored Gardevoirs, but it's just something that's been on my mind a fair bit. Also, Makako just not doing very well there. Yeah, I can just put some Magmar here. This works. And Rapidash, swap out Pinsir, I guess. Just Lopunny and Fish. Well, I mean, Lopunny already has stockings in her Mega form, so do of that what you will. I mean, I'm fairly certain they wouldn't allow sort of overly seductive, for lack of a better term, materials to put on your Pokemon. You know, it's not like basically, you're not going to be able to give something like your Serena the 2B highs from 14. Now, even if it's just like one accessory, like just a set of glasses, or... That's actually a pretty interesting thing I've just realized. What if you could see your held item on your Pokemon? Like, for example, you equip a scope lens to your Pokemon, you can see it fixed to their head, like over one of their eyes, like a scouter. Fishnets increase the overall stats. Oh my goodness me. Well, yeah, I know that it would probably end up devaluing shinies, just the idea of custom palettes for your Pokemon, but I'm fairly certain there is a means of working around that. Main thing that necessarily comes to mind for me would be certain aspects of a shiny Pokemon don't carry over. Like, for instance, I think Metagross is a good example. You can change the default coloration of your Metagross, like the blue coloration, but you can't change the silver or the golden cross. I think that's a good compromise. I mean, obviously, you would probably have to overhaul a few shinies to make them a fair bit more distinct in that regard, but I don't think many people would be too opposed to that. Yeah, just more distinct shinies so that they actually stand out. And hey, you could even add custom colors to the shinies. Except you can only color one distinct thing, so you can, like, have, like, there is different types of color coordination, like a shiny Gardevoir that's purple with the orange thing, so it looks super Halloween-y. I mean, that sounds cool to me at the very least. The Spelliver has seen war. Oh no, he's hiding his face as well. He knows we're onto him. I'm sorry, Pelipper. I know that you shouldn't be here. You should really be in a nursing home, but still. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, I think... Yeah, we probably should do something about that Azumarill real quick. Let's just get you out of here, and... Hopefully Pelipper will be kind to Rapidash real quick. I mean, I know that I probably don't have to do all these trainer fights, but I want to. I want the items. Sorry, Azumarill. I know that's cute bunny and all, but rollout is scary. Oh yeah, and Pelipper's just sort of sitting there, just stockpiling. You know, he's hoarding rations because of his time in the war. He's become a prepper. So it looked to me a little bit more like his eye texture was bugging out a little bit. At least not mine. Oh, hey, his artillery. Which, the more I think about it, the more I kind of wish he was a water-fire type. I know that would sort of diminish the value of Volcanion, but I don't really care. Like, I do kind of feel bad for Volcanion as well, because it's like, he's a mythical, even though he's not particularly special, and the only thing notable about him is the fact that he is of the first water and fire type. Which is super strange to me, because you'd think, considering how common stuff like water and grass is, like with the Lotad line, we would have gotten like a proper grass and fire or water and fire Pokemon at this point. And I know there's a lot of fan games that give Sunflora fire typing and Octillery fire typing, but part of me kind of wishes, you know, it would be kind of cool, actually, if they did get Megas, which did give them that typing. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. They're never gonna bring Megas back. I'm just imagining that with Legends Arts, just like, oh yes, we know that Mega Evolution is marketable, so we're just gonna bring it back. So it's like, hey, you remember this? Alright, we're just gonna put it in the bin again and bring back another gimmick. Because we need something to make the game seem fresh. I do kind of find it kind of strange, in all honesty. You know, especially given a lot of other Nintendo IPs and how they're able to add a fresh spin to various games. Like, the thing that comes to mind especially is stuff like Mario 64 to Mario Sunshine to Galaxy to Odyssey, in which a lot of the core fundamentals stay the same, but they add new stuff in order to make it feel fresh. You know, stuff like Ocarina of Time to Wind Waker to Twilight Princess to Skyward Sword, that sort of thing. And yet, it doesn't seem as though, at least from an outside perspective, it really doesn't feel as though Pokemon really was able to make those same sort of leap forwards in their iterations, which I know is mostly just because a lot of the games are rushed. I'm not gonna let you pass. Oh, I'm sure this item is definitely gonna be worth it in that Jargo Fet. Let's see what you got. A measly Delibird and a Grumpig. I do kind of have to feel bad for Grumpig as well, because especially considering how late it comes in the game compared to the Ralts, it really feels as though there's not really much reason for you to pick one up, unless you can. Well, even then, if you can't get a means of trading, you can easily just use Kadabra, because Kadabra is still just super good. You know, it evolves super early and has stats which can carry it through the rest of the game. It's like, arguably, you could say Kadabra is one of the best Pokemon in Gen 1 and Gen 2, just as a just sort of casual playthrough in that regard. Like, especially Gen 2, considering you get all the elemental punches. It's like you think, it's like you think Electabuzz's coverage is good here. It's peanuts compared to Gen 2 Kadabra. Yeah, let's just, let's just do that. Wow, he actually has a team of 6. That's actually kind of surprising at this point in the game. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised considering we're running close to the end, but I don't know. It just seems like the earlier rooms of Citadel Isle just were kind of underwhelming, and now it's just like, oh yes, now you're in the thick of it, and everybody knows, so we're just going to start throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you. Like, here, like, suddenly out of the blue, we have Colin making another cameo. Like, look at him. Look at him just sitting there, zero thoughts, head empty. It's funny as well, because considering it's one of the earlier Pokemon that you can get in this game, it really feels as though this game really wanted you to use Gulpin and Swollet. I realize that this game really likes throwing Relicanths at you as well. Which is funny considering it's like one of the last Pokemon you ever end up seeing for your Pokédex in Gen 1. Like, it's a fairly rare Pokemon that's mostly out of the way compared to where you are in the game, where you're mostly just making a beeline for the Elite Four. It's like, now you can sort of just hang back and potentially find a Relicanth in the Seaweed. And it's just this super obscure thing which you need in order to unlock Reggie from Nintendo and his free clones. Yeah, it's like, why would you use Grumpig when Gardevoir could just do all that? I mean, I guess Grumpig can get Carmine as well, but I don't think necessarily has quite as much stats to back it up. Yeah, we can just do a cross chop. Go get him, Electabuzz. Go get him, Buzz. That's less than I was expecting. This should end it. Again, it really just looks like when she uses a special move, the Gardevoir is just doing the anime oh ho ho laugh. You're gonna have to feel bad for this guy, but just like, his whole thing was dedicated to guarding a single elixir. And he's just like, I'm just not good enough. And do I have any burn heals? Oh, conveniently enough, I just happen to have a single burn heal on hand. What are the odds of that? I also just realized I feel as though you don't necessarily need to use that many ethers or elixirs, considering that the healing stations are fairly common around here. Oh, Arbok is ready to be purified. Already off to a good start, it seems. And yeah, obviously, considering there was a Shadow Pokemon over here. Oh, and another one. I'm throwing everything I got at you with no restraint. I can't take this brutal. Ah, yes. They can feel their organs melting. God, what a... Man, you're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude. And then he just breaks... And then Relicanth just breaks out the hammer. Can you hear the ringing? The ringing in the deep. What, the hammer of justice? No, underwater. Fairly certain that it's not really something that happens, considering how sound travels on. Shush! You're ruining the moment. What is it with Ninetales using dig constantly? Oh, pin missile. This may not. Why wouldn't you hit Gardevoir with that? Now look what's happening to you. At least expecting that he opted to use Dig on Rapidash. Then again, I'm sort of assuming the AI to be smart. Alright, what are you gonna do, Ninetales? It's all on you, buddy. Oh, Torkoal. Oh, this is where the Torkoal went. Okay, so you did what I was expecting you to do. Fair enough, fair enough. Ooh, Aerial Ace. It was nice seeing you, Torkoal, but goodbye. Go and join Relicanth over there in the corner. I mean, Mantine, we already have a Shadow Mantine in Colosseum, so I don't think I need to worry about that one too much. I will appreciate, though, considering where we are, I do appreciate that we actually have a bunch of Fire-type Pokemon to fight. Part of me just kind of wish that there were more varied areas that weren't just Volcano, but for the final area, I don't mind too much. It sort of feels as though we're kind of on top of things at the moment, until everything all of a sudden comes crashing down. I'm just waiting for the penny to drop, which it may do in the next room, considering we have two two tough-looking guys to go up against. No, we don't need future sight. I make my own future. Oh, really? No shadow Pokemon, huh? At least I'm assuming, considering Shadow Tropius was in Colosseum as well. See you later. Anything more in the tech? Nope, just Tropius. Okay. Probably should have gone with Aerial Ace, actually. Whatever. Down he goes. Oh, her name was Colin. Her name was Colin. I didn't realize. Just spelled with a K, so it makes it funnier. What's in here? Oh, nice. Full restores. Yeah, let's bring Umbreon up the front for now. At the very least, we are getting a fair bit of muns for this. Alright. How you doing, big fellas? My name is Carbon. My name is Petro. Together we bring the power double explosion attack. Oh no, it's the Mega Powers. No, well I know what I'm gonna call a gender-bent version. Oh no. No. Oh wait, I just realized they're probably actually gonna go for explosions, aren't they? Better to be safe, I suppose. And, let's go Shadow Sky. You know, just set the table. See what they do. Well, so much for Rapidash, I suppose. Oh wait, I just realized I have a Pokemon that resists explosion. At least assuming you're going for explosion, considering what you said. That's not explosion. We're called the GCN Brothers. Why do they call us that, you wonder? Honestly, I don't think I want to find out. Let's prevent you from exploding, actually. Hold up. I know that I'm probably targeting your defense, but... probably would have been better off just... oh. High jump kick. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's no good. Yeah, the Bayonet's surprisingly hard hitter, still. I think I know what I'm gonna be doing next turn then, just to be safe, because I don't want to be on the receiving end of another one of his high jump kicks, because Medicham is scary. Yeah, let's just get rid of Golem. Because I don't want you hitting me with another rollout. Image of Peaky Blinders guy with 4 guns into his head like a grabber. Oh no. I don't know, they just hit me funny. Yeah, that Graveler needs to go. I'll just put that out there. Just needs to stop. I think this may be one of the opportune moments where we need to use items in battle. Let's just get rid of everything on the board. We go together. Satsu, I'm guessing that's not a Shadow Pokemon, considering we already got Shadow Natsu earlier. Alright, I'm guessing your last one is the Shadow then. Bye, Golem. This is a shame, because he's supposed to be on the same sort of tier as Alakazam, and yet just isn't. Yep, there he is. Shadow Hitmonchan. I wonder what the gimmick between these two is. I wonder what Shadow Pokemon the next guy we're gonna have to fight is gonna have. It's just a complete mystery to me. How will I ever find out? What conclusions could I possibly make from this? Let's see what a Shadow Break does, actually. Let's see what it does. Why Zatu? Oh. Somehow Zatu survived. Somehow Zatu returned. Screw you, Hitmontop is here. Imagine, though. I mean, then again, Hitmontop was also a Shadow Pokemon in Colosseum, so... I don't know. We did get Shadow Mareep, so I don't know, Shadow Tyrogue? It's like anything could happen in this game. At least I don't have to worry about Shadow Sky anymore. I think I want to gain some more health real quick, so I'm just going to rave. You know, just nice and get Zatu off the board. Bye-bye. And when you said Peaky Blinders, I was imagining that that one scene, that one image of Daniel Radcliffe in the dressing guns with guns stapled to his hands. I know, that's the sort of imagery that came to mind for me, sorry. You know, that sort of unhinged image. I mean, I heard that the actual movie that's from is fairly decent. Haven't actually heard that much about it in a while, though. Anyways. It's time! Time to move on to the next battle. Come on, Hitmonchan. I don't know your catch rate. I imagine it's... Never mind, I guess that's we're gonna be going at this for a while, huh? No way Hitmonchan just did a Shoryuken. You got this. He's clearly a Ken main. Oh yeah, that's just his special animation, isn't it? It just looks like he's trying to prove to the world that he is indeed an air fighter. You know, with the gloves. At least that's the impression I get. Let's... You know what, Hitmonchan, I'm fairly certain has a decent special defense, so I kind of want to... Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Oh, I think it's working. I think it actually worked. You know, we just have to live. Jeez Louise. Yeah, this Hitmonchan is not to be trifled with. Just makes me think Hitmonlee is going to be even more terrifying if we come across him. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna take this opportunity to do some healing. Let's get some Umbreon back on his feet. You know, it's the most that Gardevoir's gonna be able to do around here without knocking Hitmonchan out, which is not what we want. Oh, you're gonna be like that, aren't you? Please don't burn for all my timer balls. Oof. Alright, you better stay in this one. Because these timer balls don't come cheap, don't you know? Let's go with bayonets as well. You better stay in this time. One, two, three. Safe. And there we go. And I actually got the opportunity to heal up a little as well with that. What? Get this, you'll learn I have incredible power even by myself! Let's see, is this going to be even harder, I wonder? Starting off with the Skarmory, okay. Okay, so I think God of War can, well, maybe not God of War, but definitely Electabuzz. Actually, I think this is more advantageous, because I can just, cleave through both of them, I think. Lucky for me, I'm not using Taunt. Bye-bye. I do have to feel bad for Skarmory, because it always feels as though I always just happen to have a fire or electric type move on hand. Ooh, Matang. It's like funny. I'm fairly certain the first boss in Colosseum just had one of these, and now we're just seeing it as far forward as here. This super kind of weird, really. Really dedicated to to not getting hit by Taunt, that one, huh? Oh, and the burn as well. Electabuzz really does seem to be on fire this particular stream. No, really, I think he's literally on fire. His tail's straight too close to the magma. Alright, what? Oh, Metal Claw. Okay. Yeah, that checks out. You know, I think Matang's probably not going to be long for this one. I'm just going to concentrate on taking out Hariyama. Speaking of oh yes, he's here. Just like, what do you mean? I heard you were talking some stuff about me. I don't appreciate people talking behind my back. And I'm hoping this guy doesn't have guts, because this could probably end quite poorly. Oh no. Electabuzz, no. We had Ken earlier, now we have E-Honda. Oh, you and your Street Fighter references. Keep them coming. Oh, speaking... Oh. Well, we had Hitmonchan earlier, so logically, we have Shadow Hitmonlee now. It only makes sense. And I'm guessing I can probably get away with a bite here. You know, considering it's gonna be half damage. And possible chance of a flinch, possibly. We'll see how we do. Oh, mean look. Nah. Not in the mood for it. I'm getting a fair bit more mileage out of Bite still. Like the first move I had at the start, I still get... Oh, it's so good. You know what? Let's go gambling again. Yeah, you see, it's working. With the speed drop as well, it's all coming together. I think. This is gonna hurt. Oh my goodness. That looks painful. Right, switching to Bayonet so we don't get another repeat of that. Please don't hit Gardevoir anymore. Did Hitmon... Alright, Hitmonlee just threw a punch. He's breaking the sacred rule of the Hitmonlees that he's only allowed to fight with kicks. For he will forever make Hitmonchan redundant otherwise. He's breaking his sacred oath because... I mean, again, he's a shadow Pokemon. What does he care about oaths? Alright, hopefully you'll be a bit more cooperative than your brother. Get in there. Sargots, this ain't. I mean, you say that, doesn't Sargots also have stretchy limbs? Because I know that's a thing that Hitmonlee has. He can just stretch his legs out like Piccolo with his arms. Like there, you see him stretching his legs. As if I was gonna go anywhere. Oh, that's defense drop. That's kind of worrying, actually. Because that just means his Shadow Rushes are going to only hurt even more. Imagine this guy did get Shadow Break, though. That would be horrifying. Oh, thinking of Dolson. Okay. So got this type box here, most of this kicks in... Right. I know there was one guy in Street Fighter that had stretchy limbs. Alright, I can't attack you any more than this. Oh, he had Shadow Half. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna be like that, huh? Just make the job easier for me. You're lucky I wasn't hitting you any more than this, because... it probably wouldn't have ended well. Let's see, what does Bane... Oh, Shadow Hold. You know what? I think... healing time. You know, we're coming up to the end of the fights. I think we can afford to do a little bit of healing. I mean, saying that, we have been in this volcano area for half an hour, so... I think we'll just have to see what lies at the top of this elevator shaft. Because I think we may have made a... I want to say we're at the halfway point at the very least. Because I know the trek for Citadark is quite a long one. And I do think we've made some pretty decent progress here. Because I think this is like the last of the fire areas. I think going on here, we're mostly just getting up to the less hot areas. More industrial, more... getting up to the climax of our little game. Blah! Okay, let's just see what's at the top of this elevator. Because I think we are starting to get a little close to the end here. Oh! We're at this scene already. Okay. I think we can afford to play around here a little bit. I think. Let's see what's down here first. I kind of want to say that there's a... Yeah, I kind of want to say... Oh. Raticate's ready for purification. Also, look at this! It really looks like we're on the Starfile Islands now, with all these weird-looking, ancient-looking blocks. Sort of feel this is supposed to be something here. Oh, there it is. Ancient Chinese secret. Going into the bowels of the earth. Oh, this is how we get this item. Nice. And it is Max Potion. Very, very nice indeed. You know what, though? I reckon this is about the sort of place that I was expecting to sort of stop at, honestly. Either this or somehow managing to get all the way up to the top, so... we may still be in for a fair few extra streams yet, because obviously we still gotta do the other half of Citadark, and the myriad of bosses at the end and the post game. So things are really starting to heat up by the looks of it. So I think with the progress we've made, I think this is a good place to sort of end things off for the day. I'm mostly just saying that because we are coming up to my usual cutoff point. What do you reckon, though? Should I continue for a little bit longer, or... Sounds like a good stopping point. Good job. Okay, so... I'm gonna go off and see what I can do. You know what? I think I want to just have Hitmonlee on the team for this. Sorry, Altaria. Actually... Yeah, sorry, Altaria. You've been great, but I think where we're going, this also reminds me, I'm definitely going to need to go off and do a fair bit of purifying as well. I'm going to do all the purifying from now on off-stream, because obviously there's a fair few to go through, and I don't just want to spend like half an hour at the start of each stream just going for all the Pokemon I purified. You can just assume that any I get will be purified off-stream, but regardless, thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you all had a decent experience going through the end game, and I'll see you next time where we continue the long march through Citadark Isle, and hopefully we may get to see a glimpse of Cypher's ultimate plan. Thank you for tuning in the meantime, though. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.